guys, welcome back to my channel. So tonight or today, whenever you are watching this video, I'm doing a 26/27 week update on my pregnancy for you guys, because that is what you requested, so that's what I'm going to do. I've got a whole load of notes written down in front of me, so because there's a few bits been going on. Okay, so I'm now 27 weeks, so the size of baby, according to my Ovia app, the size of baby is like the size of a bunch of bananas. According to my pregnancy app, I think that's just what it's called. I think it's just called the pregnancy app. It's the size of a papaya. So I think it just ranges, doesn't it? When you've got these apps, they just kind of give you an average range of different fruits that it could be the size of. So I don't pay too much attention to it. I just go, you know, it's around about the average. I think that puts it at about 15 inches from crown to heel in length. Obviously, give or take. Every baby's different. And weight is between 1.4 pounds and 2.2 pounds. Again, every baby's different, so we don't know for sure. These are just the averages that they give off on the apps. The highlight in my Ovia, no, not my Ovia app, it was on the pregnancy app. The highlight of the week was that baby's eyes are now partially open and she has the ability to blink. That's just craziness. I feel like I've literally blinked and we're already at 27 weeks. It's just, I've been so busy that I haven't had that time to pay attention to how fast it's moving. So yeah, I feel like I blinked and we're already at 27 weeks. So like I said, there's been loads going on. I say loads, but it might seem more to me than it actually is. So I had a midwife appointment, and we did some checks on a few things. But before I get into that, before I get into that, I think we should talk about what was going on kind of running up to this midwife appointment. Now, I hadn't seen anybody in quite a while. My appointments had been messed up so badly. They were cancelling appointments, rebooking, but then double booking. And then they were getting the times wrong, and they were booking me in with the wrong doctors, the wrong consultants and midwives. It just got like really, it was all over the place. So I ended up not seeing anybody for about a month. Hadn't spoke to anybody. And because normally, you know, if it was a first or second pregnancy, going that length of time would be all right. But because I've got a lot of medical issues, I'm supposed to see somebody regularly. So, but it all got messed up. So it was a bit of a hoo-ha. But running up to that, I was feeling really off. Like I knew something was wrong, but not drastically wrong, but something was wrong. Something wasn't quite right with me. And I was really symptomatic. Now, we know in pregnancy that you get tired, you get lethargic, fatigued, you just, you know, it's a lot on your body to carry a baby, to grow a baby. But this was more than that. I started feeling really breathless, really, really tired, like to the point of I just couldn't pull myself up off the chair. I couldn't keep my head up. I was so ridiculously tired. It was like somebody had just rushed through me and took all my energy away. I started getting headaches, nausea. I was getting really sick. I started having pains under my ribs, which made me think, oh my God, is this preeclampsia? Because I've had preeclampsia before. And it just seemed like no matter what I was trying to do, nobody was paying attention. And it got to a point, I mean, even when we were walking down to my midwife appointment, I got halfway down the road and felt like I could just drop on the floor. And I know that sounds really dramatic, but it was literally like that. I felt like I could just lay down on the ground and go to sleep. I had zero energy. Other things I had going on were like my nails were really brittle. Like my nails were splitting upwards, and you know, you break a nail, everybody goes through it, but they were splitting upwards. They were so thin that they were just ripping like paper. My hair's been falling out. You can actually see where it's come back, and I've had, this is fresh hair that's growing. It's been falling out for quite a while. And I was I was so concerned. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be bald. I'm going to have bald patches. I was really concerned. I even had Kev checking through my hair to make sure that I didn't have any bald patches. I was that concerned about it. What else did I have going on? I mean, the main thing is I couldn't breathe. And I'm still struggling with it now. But it was, even if I was walking through from my living room to my kitchen, I felt like I was going to pass out. I felt really breathless. The room would spin, and a couple of times I went backwards and grabbed onto anybody or anything that was in front of me, just to stop me from falling over. It was horrible. It was really horrible. And I kept saying to Kev, something is wrong. Another thing I had as well was my legs had filled up with fluid, and they still have. I can push my finger into my leg and I've got pitted edemas, and I've always had issues with that, but this is kind of extreme now. I can just push on my leg and it's like pushing the water around. I thought, okay, something's definitely wrong here. But anyway, I went to my midwife appointment, and when I got there, I felt really not okay. And I went in and I sat down with her, and I was trembling from head to foot. I couldn't even talk properly because I was shaking so much. And my blood pressure had dropped, which is weird because my blood pressure is always on the higher side. And I'd already had, prior to this, my blood pressure escalating. But at this particular time, my blood pressure had dropped and my blood sugar levels had dropped again, because that's another thing I've had going on. I haven't been able to keep my blood sugars up, and I've been trying to eat really healthy, trying to get things, like carbs in, but complex carbs rather than refined carbs, and really trying to keep control of it, but I just haven't been able to keep my blood sugar levels up. And as soon as I walked in there, she knew something was off, and she noticed. She's like, have you got something with you? Can you eat something? And she even asked me if I was eating full meals, if I was eating enough food. And I said to her, I'm eating my snacks, I'm eating my meals. I like my food. I was a foodie. But I just can't keep my blood sugar levels up. Now, when I've got gestational diabetes, I should have mentioned that actually, I've got gestational diabetes, so you would expect it to be a little harder to keep them leveled downward rather than up. No. Yeah. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm making sense to myself. Yeah, in gestational diabetes, your blood sugars escalate, and the concern is to keep them at a nice level. But mine are dropping really badly, and I'm struggling to keep them up at a level that needs to be kept. If I'm making sense. I don't know if I'm making sense to myself. So she was like, well, that's not right. Are you seeing the diabetic team? And I was like, well, actually, no, because all my appointments have been messed up. So I don't know what's going on. But luckily, I have grown up with diabetes. I've looked after my mum for as long as I can remember. Kevin has got diabetes. It's not something that I'm not familiar with. Like I said, I've looked after my mum since I was teeny tiny. So I'm kind of clued up in it. But it was becoming a struggle, and it still is. It's still quite difficult. So that was going on. And then when I explained to her the breathlessness and I wasn't feeling right, she said, I can see you're very pale. You're not, I was struggling to breathe through my sentences. She said, I think we need to do some bloods and check this properly, because I feel like there's something underlying going on that is not necessarily related to pregnancy, but something that's going on. So at this point in the appointment, my blood pressure was low, my blood sugars were low. I'd also shown proteins and ketones in my waters. Ketones as well in my water it's something that I've been struggling with over the last few weeks. I've had high ketones, which is not brilliant. And yeah, I mean, you can expect it with gestational diabetes, but not to the levels that I was having it. So she's like, right, I'm a bit concerned now. Let's get some blood tests done. And normally when you have blood tests done with my midwife, they will, you have to call them. They won't call you. And even if you've got a low iron or things like that, they don't usually call you. And I thought I'll give it a couple of days before I call them. And it was actually the next day she rang me and said to me, look, Amanda, something, your blood tests have come back. They're not very brilliant. We need to get you seen by a doctor. So I went through it all and she gave me all the numbers. Luckily, I am quite clued up when it comes to talking about levels of vitamins and blood tests and things like that. So I understood what she was saying. And when she told me the numbers, I was quite concerned. My vitamin D, my B12, my iron and my protein was showing up really low. She said, this explains everything you're going through. This is not good. We need to get this sorted out immediately. You need to call your GP now and get this dealt with. You need medication. Now, from what I've read, and don't quote me on this because I am not a medical professional at all, so massive disclaimer there. But from what I've read, low vitamin D can cause things like rickets. No B12 can have neural tube defects, and obviously iron affects mum quite a bit, and vitamin D and low vitamin D and low B12 in mum is massive, and of course low proteins is massive as well. So I was really concerned. She was really concerned. So I got straight on the phone with my GP. I had to run my blood tests down to my GP because they don't wire them over by email or anything like that. I don't know whether that's like a data protection kind of thing or not. But Kevin went down and picked up a copy of my blood tests, dropped them into my doctor. The doctor then rang me back and she was like, well, this is really concerning. We need to do this, 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 and this. I said, okay, kind of expected that. So they've put me on vitamin D tablets now. Normally, see, the main concern thing was, as well, is my blood tests had come back with these things being incredibly low, like really concerningly low. But I was actually taking iron, B12 and vitamin D supplements at this time. So if I had taken them away, there would be nothing. All those levels would be just non-existent. So all these symptoms that I was having were all related to having the vitamin D, B12 and the iron and the proteins. So it was pretty bad. It's when you think about it, low vitamin levels is not something you'd go, oh, they're going to make you really ill because you haven't got enough of that. But actually it does. It does. You need those things in your body to survive and go day to day. And, you need B12 to help oxygen travel through your blood. You need vitamin D to help calcium in your blood. You need iron just to, keep iron in your blood. So all these things are really, really important. And of course, proteins are a massive thing in your body as well. You need all of that. So when you look at it and you do your research and you read about it, then these things are actually massively important. So anyway, getting back to it, she's put me on B12 injections. Now, they're such a high dosage, I have to go and see my GP to have this injected. I can't inject it myself. It's got to go straight into the muscle. My vitamin D medication, I'm still quite shocked how high a dosage they've put me on. So they've put me on 40,000 units per week for 7 weeks, which is quite a lot, and that obviously needs to be overlooked by medical practitioners, especially whilst you're pregnant. It's not something that you can just have. I'm taking 400 milligrams of iron per day, and I was advised as well to have orange juice along with that. She was really adamant, drink orange juice every single day, like full fresh orange juice. I was like, low sugar, can I at least have low sugar? She was fine with me having low sugar because obviously I want to make sure that my my sugar levels are fine. But she was really adamant about me drinking this orange juice. She was like, these iron tablets and everything can have such an effect on your body, and it's not an effect that you want to have. It's going to make you really sick. It's going to make you really constipated. It's not going to be very nice. So definitely drink that orange juice. So I've stocked up on orange juice to do all that. I had to, she put me down for changing all my diet, getting a whole load of protein in there, loads of fresh vegetables, loads of fresh fruit, grains, literally just a full-on healthy, fulfilled diet. And it's been really good. However, when you're eating loads of fruit and vegetables, it's really hard to keep them calorie levels up. Obviously, when you're pregnant, you need to be fulfilling your calories. As you get into the second trimester and the third trimester, you need to up them just very slightly. But it's difficult to keep those calorie levels up, I'm finding, because I'm eating a lot of fruit and vegetables. Even with things like chicken fillets and things like that, you know, it's hard to get them calorie levels up. So that's something I'm struggling with. So I definitely need to be trying more on my calories. I'm thinking that I might add in like a protein shake or something like that to try and get all my levels right exactly where I want them to be. So I've had to change up my diet as well. So all in all, it's been kind of a roller coaster. I'm still ongoing with it all. My blood pressure is literally like a roller coaster. It keeps going high, low, high, low, high, low. My blood sugar levels, I'm still struggling with those a bit. It's difficult. I mean, I'm up and about and I'm doing stuff with the kids all the time. I'm busy. I run all sorts. You know, we're always busy. We're constantly busy. And I don't know whether it's I'm burning them off too quick. I'm just not eating things that are keeping them going long enough. But yeah, I'm still struggling with my blood sugar levels, which I've really got to get a handle on that. As for my weight gain as well, I've gained a total of 3 pounds. 3 pounds. I'm 27 weeks pregnant and I've gained 3 pounds. And this could be down to all these things that I've been having going on with myself. And it could be that I start taking this medication and all of a sudden I gain a truckload of weight. Which one part of me is like, no, I don't want to. But another part of me is like, you know, I want my baby to be thriving and healthy. Like, the biggest part of me is saying that. Because one of my concerns is she thriving? Because I've had all these things going on, has it caused any bother with her? And I'm hoping and I'm praying and I'm touching wood and everything. You know, my midwife's like, no, she knows she's going to be fine. She's going to be absolutely fine. We've got it straight away. We've sorted it straight away, you know. But I don't know. I think I've just got this little voice in the back of my head that's saying you need to check every 2 seconds. You need to make sure she's okay every 2 seconds. And of course, you know, we have lost in the past, so it's normal. It's normal. It's normal for any mummy to have that kind of concern. But I have a growth, because I have serial scans as well. So I've got a growth scan that's, I think it's next week. I think it's actually the end of next week. And they're going to check, obviously, baby size, make sure she's growing and everything. So I'm kind of holding my breath until then, you know, and I just want everything to be okay for her. My main concern is that she is okay, because if I haven't got that goodness for her to sponge up, you know, suck up and take away from me, then what is she getting? So I've been really concerned about that. So I was like, okay, I want to do this, you know, get it all done, get it on the ball, take the medication, change my diet, everything I need to do for her sake. So I've got to wait. I've kind of got to hold my breath and wait and just make sure and hope and pray that her growth is fine. And like I said, my midwives have been like, no, she's absolutely fine. You're fine. We've got it sorted. The baby is fine. But like I say, every mummy worries. So yeah, I'll sit and worry until I see those measurements come back and say, yeah, they're fine. Other than all of that, because like that was a lot. My other pregnancy, just normal pregnancy symptoms, I've been really, really emotional. And this is totally a hormone thing. I was crying at a cartoon the other day. I think I actually cried at an advert on the TV as well. The kids watched a movie, and I was getting on with some work whilst they were watching a movie. It's a new one. It's on Netflix. Was it on Netflix? I think it is. It's called Chupa. I was laughing, crying, sobbing, got really mad at it. Then I was sobbing again, and then I sobbed some more. So yeah, it was really emotional, and I've been really agitated as well. Kev will like comes next to me, and he'll like brush shoulders with me. I'll be like, get off me. You know. Oh, there'll be, I don't know, the slightest little noise, or there'll be an iPad going off, or I don't know, they put the music on or something, and I'm literally sitting there going, like, turn it off. I can't stand it. Turn it off. Turn it off. Yes, I've been really agitated. And another thing as well, I've got a whole load of water retention around my face, and I've got some really bad skin. I don't even know if you can tell, but I keep getting these tiny little clusters of like, not even pimples. It's almost like sores. I don't know. They're really sore, and you can see as well. I'm old. I'm not that old, but I'm old. I'm not that old, but I feel like I am. Where I've got like really dry water retention skin, I feel like I just have to smile, and all of a sudden I've got all these lines, you know. So yeah, I've got that going on. And of course, with me really brittle hair loss, you know, these little bits sprouting, and my brittle nails, been feeling great. So I'm really hoping that all this gets better, because I'm pretty sure it's all related to the vitamin deficiencies that I've had going on. And I really want to be like, this pregnancy is amazing and everything's good and I'm glowing. It's not like that at all. Pregnancy is not like that. I love sitting and feeling her move, seeing little feet poke out here, there and everywhere. I don't love the ligament pain, the round ligament pain when you turn over in bed and it feels like somebody's doing this. That's not fun. We don't like that. I love just sitting watching my belly jump around. That's one of my favourite parts. I do love being pregnant. I'm just not loving all the aches and pains that has come with this one. This one's definitely been really different. I even said that to the midwife. Out of all my pregnancies, this one has been the most different. It really has. I'm not as big. I mean, I've got a belly on me. I really have got a belly on me, because obviously she's in there, she's grown. But I'm not as big as what I usually am at this stage. I'm normally like massive, like walking like a duck. Massive, but this time I'm just not. Which again makes me concerned about her size. And I've always had small babies. It's just something that they've always watched for as well, because I've always had small babies. But I don't know. Call it mother's instinct, call it mother's worry. I don't know. But I'll be glad once I've had the serial scan and they've checked her growth and made sure that she is okay. I mean, she dances. She has a disco on a night time. She does. She has a total disco. She will be quiet for most of the day. And then as soon as I sit down and relax, disco. Either that or she's doing like karate or something like that. Or kung fu fighting in there. I don't know. She's really active on night time, especially when I lie on the bed. You know when you lie in the bed and your belly kind of goes blump and lies on the bed with you? Yeah, then she starts kicking the bed. That's quite, you know. But I love the feeling of it. I really love the feeling of it because it's, I don't know, it's magical, isn't it? It is just totally magical. Like I said, the ligament pain, the round ligament pain. Oh, ooh, no, we don't like that one. I think that's pretty much all that I can tell you about this. These 2 weeks that have passed. It's a lot. I know it is a lot. But I love being pregnant. I just don't love all the bits that are going on at the moment. And I just want to feel healthier, brighter, more energetic. The lack of energy and the lack of ability to get up and do stuff normally has been really annoying me so badly. I keep getting mad at myself because just doing simple things like, you know, hoovering the floor or, I don't know, doing some cooking or something like that, it would knock me so out of breath and so dizzy that I just couldn't stand there. And even having conversations with people, like right now, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm still very breathless. I'm not as bad as what I have been. But yeah, it's been absolutely horrible. It's just made me really angry with myself because I just want to get up and I want to get on with it. But it's like my body's working against me. And it's just really frustrating. It's really, really frustrating. Especially when you've got a million kids that you want to get up and you want to play games and you want to take them out and you want to teach properly, even trying to teach. I can't. It's like I run out of breath every time I try to say a sentence. It was so annoying, so annoying, and just really frustrating because I just wanted to get on with it. And Kev, bless him, he has been ridiculously amazing. He has took care of everything. He's been behind me constantly. Right, go and sit down. Go and sit down, and I will take care of it. I'll bring you a cup of tea. Go on, sofa. Go sit. He's been really good. He has. So I could never fault him. I couldn't. He's an amazing husband. He really is. But I think it's just because I'm really agitated with myself. I'm really frustrated with myself because I just want to get on with it. But it will all come. I'm sure it will. It's once I've got this medication in and working. Just frustrating. Anyway, this video is getting really, really long. If you have any questions about this pregnancy or anything that you want to know or anything you want to see, even definitely comment down below and I will get to it. We still haven't hardly bought anything. That's something I've really got to get a handle on. I really have. I feel like everything's just getting away from me at the moment. But it'll all come together in the end. It will. It always does, and I know it will. Anyway, I'm going to end this video here. I hope you liked it. I hope I didn't babble on too much or bore you or make you feel as miserable as I've been for the last couple of weeks. But if you did like it, give it a thumbs up. And of course, if you are new here, then I probably should have said this at the beginning of the video. If you've lasted this long, brilliant. Well done, you. This is my technically 12th, 13th pregnancy. I have 8 living children. I have a beautiful little boy in the sky that watches over us all, and he keeps the sky lit up at night. And yeah, I'm pregnant with a little girl, my 7th daughter. Wish me luck on that one. Anyway, like I said, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.